Let me tell you a story that begins in a relatively normal place. 2 kids, 2 exes, and one wildly overconfident stepmom with a homeschooling agenda. Sounds like a sitcom already, right? But trust me, this one's got more twists than a telenovela. My name is Emily. I'm 31. I have 2 kids. A 9-year-old son named Mason and an 8-year-old daughter named Lily. And like most parents, I just want what's best for them. Education, stability, emotional sanity, the basics. Before the storm hit, there was a false peace. My ex-husband, Aaron, and I had found a post-divorce rhythm. A carefully scheduled politeness. We'd do the kid exchange in a neutral site parking lot, send curt texts about dentist appointments, and could even manage to sit in the same school auditorium without causing a scene. It wasn't warm, but it was functional. That fragile stability, of course, was about to be obliterated. I share custody of Mason and Lily with Aaron, who is 35 and a walking, talking midlife crisis. The man cheated on me, and rather than reflect on his poor life choices, he moved right in with the woman he cheated with, Nicole. She's 34, and when I say she took over faster than a pop-up ad on a sketchy website, I mean it. Nicole came into this blended family situation with 4 kids of her own, ages 11, 10, 8, and 6. And since then, she and Aaron have added a 2-year-old to the mix, with another baby currently in the oven. That's 7 kids if you're keeping score. It's less a household and more a population explosion. Now, Nicole is what I would call enthusiastically alternative. Think homemade granola, essential oils, and strongly worded opinions about vaccines. She homeschools her children, which is her prerogative, and I'm not knocking it. Really, I'm not. Some people thrive in that structure. I, however, do not. Nor do my kids. The first time I got a glimpse into the full-blown chaos of her world was on a Sunday evening pickup. The door opened to a symphony of chaos. One kid was crying. Another was smearing peanut butter on the wall. And Nicole, unervingly calm in the eye of the hurricane, was trying to explain the benefits of kombucha to her skeptical 10-year-old. The house smelled of cinnamon, dirty diapers, and thwarted ambitions. Mason and Lily go to public school. They love their teachers, their friends, their routine. They like recess and cafeteria pizza and music class on Wednesdays. And while Nicole had raised an eyebrow or two about this early on, I didn't think much of it. Until, cue the passive-aggressive text messages. Just wanted to check in about the fall. I was thinking it would be so lovely to have all the kids learning together. I ignored it at first, thinking this would pass. Spoiler alert. It did not. Aaron, ever the human jellyfish, started dropping hints. It would really streamline things. Nicole's already doing lessons. The kids could learn so much more with personal attention. The kicker? They actually asked my kids how they felt. Without my permission. This wasn't a casual chat. It was a targeted campaign. Mason came to me one night, clearly anxious. "Mom, do I have to stay home for school now? I don't want to. I like Miss Green. She says I'm getting better at math." His voice got small. Dad said it would be more fun, that we could do volcano experiments in the backyard. But I'd miss recess soccer. Cue my blood boiling slowly but surely. Lily, who had been coloring at the kitchen table, chimed in, visibly distressed. "I don't want to leave Anna. She's my best friend." She looked up at me, her eyes welling with tears. Stepmom Nicole said my brothers and sisters would be sad if only we got to go to school. I don't want to make anyone sad. That was it for me. Mama Bear mode. Activated. They weren't just trying to upend my children's lives. They were guilt-tripping them to get their way. I sent Aaron a crystal-clear message. No. Absolutely not. Mason and Lily are not being homeschooled. This is not a negotiation. The radio silence from his end was deafening. I knew it meant he was conferring with Nicole, and she wasn't going to give up that easily. Then I did what any mother with an ex who thinks he's still the boss does. I lawyered up. My attorney sent an official letter to Aaron and Nicole's lawyer stating my position in black and white legalese. There would be no homeschooling. Educational decisions required mutual consent, and I was not consenting. Period. Turns out, Aaron and Nicole tried to push this in court, hoping a judge would side with them. Their lawyer basically told them, "Yeah, no, that's not happening. A parent can't unilaterally change a child's stable educational environment for the sake of convenience, especially when the child is thriving." I wasn't surprised. But I was exhausted. You'd think that would be the end, right? Oh, how I wish. When force failed, Nicole pivoted to manipulation. She began spinning the narrative like she was auditioning for a soap opera. Her stage was our nephew's birthday party. I was trying to have a normal conversation with my sister about a new TV show when Nicole glided over, holding a glass of juice and wearing a sickeningly sweet smile. "It's just so unfair," she began, just loud enough for nearby relatives to overhear. "We're just trying to give all the kids equal opportunities. We want them to feel like one big, united family." Let me pause right there. One big family? You mean the one you helped shatter when you started dating my husband behind my back? That family? But I digress. My sister, who knows the whole story, just raised an eyebrow. But Nicole pressed on. "My kids are jealous and confused about why Mason and Lily get to go to school when they don't." She said it was causing problems in her parenting and damaging the unity of their Brady Bunch situation. She called it a disruption to their home life. I took a slow, deep breath, tasting birthday cake in righteous indignation. I looked her dead in the eye and said calmly, "Your problem is not my problem." Then I turned and walked away, leaving her standing alone with her performance. Call it not my problem. Summer vacation hit like a tidal wave. Suddenly my phone was blowing up daily. Texts from Aaron. Emails from Nicole. "Have you reconsidered? Think about how much bonding time the kids could have. Don't you want to simplify the schedule?" No, and absolutely not. I had to block Nicole for a week just to get some peace. Then Aaron showed up unannounced at drop-off just to chat. He leaned against his car, looking deeply uncomfortable. "You know," he started, avoiding my gaze, "it just feels like you're doing this to hurt Nicole." Oh, Aaron. Sweet, clueless Aaron. That sentence revealed everything. This was never about the kids. It was always about Nicole. About making her life easier, about placating her ego. I looked right at him. "Aaron, this has nothing to do with Nicole. This has to do with our children and what they need. And what they need is consistency, structure, and their actual friends. Not to be crammed into a dining room turned classroom with 5 other children and a 2-year-old screaming about string cheese." I paused, letting the words sink in. "You're confusing fairness with control. Wanting things to be equal isn't the same as forcing everyone to live your lifestyle. Our kids deserve stability, especially after everything we've put them through." He didn't take that well. He muttered something about me being stubborn and drove off in a huff. I kept my cool, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. I stopped engaging in the debate. I stopped explaining myself. My position was clear. Every new text or email got a simple, canned response. "This has already been discussed. The decision is final." Nicole kept complaining that I wouldn't even try. As if my children's education is a bake sale I'm being petty about. "You just don't want me involved," she wrote in one particularly long email. This time I replied, "You're right. I don't. Because involved and overstepping are 2 very different things." This woman wanted to control the learning environment of 2 children who aren't hers, whose mother has said no multiple times, just so her kids wouldn't feel left out. That's not parenting. That's manipulation dressed as community. Here's the part people forget when talking about custody and co-parenting. The kids are people too. Mason and Lily want to go to school. They want to be with their friends. They want to join the chess club, paint an art class, and sing in the choir. They want the pride of on a spelling test, the excitement of a school field trip, the simple joy of having a space that is theirs, away from the complexities of their family life. They want to ride the school bus and groan about math homework like everyone else. And they deserve that. No amount of blended family guilt tripping changes the fact that children are allowed to have preferences. They're not accessories to your parenting aesthetic. They're human beings who deserve stability. And frankly, they've already had to deal with enough. Divorce. A new stepfamily. A baby brother and another sibling on the way. Let them keep their school. Let them have one thing that hasn't changed. The verdict. So now the question remains. Am I the asshole for saying no? Aaron and Nicole seem to think so. They've called me unreasonable, petty, hostile. One time, Nicole even said I was jealous of her parenting style. Let me tell you, if waking up at 6 a.m. to pack lunchboxes, iron school uniforms, and show up to PTA meetings means I'm jealous, then I must be downright green with envy. But our family therapist, yes, we have one, said something recently that stuck with me. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors with locks. You choose who comes through. During one session, the therapist helped me see that Nicole's push wasn't coming from a place of love, but of control. By absorbing my children into her system, she could erase the last tangible remnant of Aaron's old life, his life with me. It wasn't about unity, it was about conquest. I chose to close that door. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your children is to protect their right to a normal, drama-free life. School starts in September. And yes, Mason and Lily will be there. With their backpacks, their friends, their favorite teachers. They'll be learning in a space built for learning. Not a chaotic dining room with 6 other kids and a mother figure who's not theirs. I did not yell. I did not scream. I did not wage war. I simply said no, and I meant it. Nicole may never understand that. Aaron might always be too spineless to stand up to her. But I understand. My kids understand. And at the end of the day, that's enough. So, Reddit, what do you think? Am I the villain in this story for wanting my kids to stay in school? Or am I just the only one not drinking the homeschool Kool-Aid? Let me know in the comments.